Why I am no longer pro-life.
I was adopted as an infant, and growing up, I felt like I was proof of what happens when a mother chooses life. I thought of adoption as a brave and selfless choice because to me, my mom only had two choices. She could either give me away to strangers or she could kill me in the womb. When I was young, I asked my mom if she ever considered abortion while she was pregnant with me, and she said no. But I didn't believe her. I felt like if you chose adoption, you had to have chosen between adoption and abortion. That only made sense to me. I thought she had to have been lying to me. Maybe she was just doing so to spare my feelings or something, but I wore being adopted as a badge of honor. I was the one who wasn't aborted. It took me until my late 20s to realize that my mom was actually telling me the truth, and her two choices were not between adoption and abortion, but between adoption and raising me herself. There's so much religious stigma and shame around having children out of wedlock that I legitimately believe my mom didn't actually have the ability to raise me herself. Like, it just wasn't an option for her. It wasn't a possibility for me. Even though there's all kinds of people who sign up to adopt as single parents, I felt like my mom wasn't worthy of parenthood because she had me out of wedlock or whatever. I've had a lot of mental health struggles throughout my life, and people can speculate however they want, but all of them really point back to adoption. Based on my lived experience, I'm a strong opponent of separating children from their mothers as infants. And I think our system, which offers millions of dollars in taxpayer money to hopeful adopters, but $0 to women who want to raise their children but don't have the resources to raise their children, is deliberately anti-choice. I've heard numerous women share their experiences on choosing adoption, and the underlying theme to the majority of these experiences is adoption is what happens when these women feel they don't have an actual choice, when abortion is not a choice and parenting is not a choice. I'm pro-choice not because of when I believe life starts on that timeline or whatever, but because I believe children shouldn't be born into a world that isn't ready for them. And sending a child that is born into a world that isn't ready for them to complete strangers doesn't mitigate the trauma that is involved in sending a child to strangers.